Hello, viewers. I'm Vibhuti Jha, and this is Jaipur Dialogue USA. Before we start, I will repeat my usual request. Please like, subscribe, and support our channel. Give your feedback, and we get encouraged and learn from your feedbacks. Today, I wanted to talk to you that the post-election, post-debate, what has happened is Kamala Harris is getting more and more ignorant. So now people are looking at it from a critical perspective. So a few days ago, when I did my show on the debate analysis, I had said that the debates are meant for independents, undecided, and neutral. Those are the people who are looking for policy direction and strategic shifts that will allow the country to grow better. That's what the ambition of every single person is. Now, what has happened is when you look back at the debate, the three things that struck me were Kamala Harris's promises. Her debate performance was very, very flashy. And what happens is that when you have a flashy performance, it always dazzles some people, it attracts some, brownie points. But then when you look deeply into the process, then you realize how hollow it was. The campaign promises, I will focus on three words that Kamala Harris used in the debate, and you need to be. American voters and the global voters, global people need to be careful about what exactly is she talking about. After all, she is trying to become the strongest political leader in the world. Generally, American president is called the strongest man in the world. So if she is the president, it will be the strongest person in the world. So when she's vying for that position, what are the three things that stood out for me? Her debate has been analyzed repeatedly. And even CNN, which is so pro-Democrat Party, they cast doubts. Not only doubts, but they pointed out occasions in the debate where Kamala Harris fudged the question, did not answer the question, or said something totally irrelevant. I can't post that video here, but if you, I will be happy to do that. But that's another story. Even CNN, forget about the Republicans. Don't worry about the Republican point of view because they will always oppose her. However right they may be, they will be always looked down upon as with suspicion. But I will play with three words. She often talked about freedom, future, and an opportunity economy. Now let's evaluate it critically. When she talks about future, what exactly is she talking about? America's future is very bright. In a think tank meeting, I was asked this question about America's future and the presidencies several years ago. And I had said, presidents come and go. They may tinker and tanker with tinker with the policy here and there. But what is important is what is the structure going to look like? America, I drew a parallel between India and America because being the Indian side of the story, and being an Indian, I said America, including Alaska and Hawaii, is three times larger than India, has one-fourth the population. All right, and it is a very resource-rich country. Therefore, anybody writing off America is perhaps missing the boat, is betting wrong. So I still believe that America has a great future. But since my last conversation till now, what has happened is the America's debt has gone up to $33 trillion. And America and we are paying more than $1 trillion in debt servicing. Is that sustainable? So when she talks about the future, she has no plan. She talks about having a plan. She told in the debate that her plan was endorsed by Goldman Sachs. And when Goldman Sachs was asked, what they said was that individual prescriptions of both the candidates, they found that the total max impact is 0.2%. They did not endorse her plan. She lied. knowingly that it was not an endorsement, it was an independent analysis. That's what Mr. Solomon of Goldman Sachs told a television reporter who he asked very categorically that has Goldman Sachs endorsed Kamala Harris's plan for future. Then second part, America's future is indeed very bright, as I said to you, for all the good reasons. It's a very resource-rich country. People are not enough. India people are needed in America. They are working on. Trump is working on how to get the meritorious people out here, whereas Kamala Harris and her Democratic Party is not concerned about the meritorious part. They are only focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion. That again is a faulty thing, which I have often said. The DEI as conceived must DIE. You must have understood that. The issue here is very critical. Everybody is willing to come to America because they know their future will be better, materially at least, coming to this country. Materially, people generally run away from country for political oppression and to improve their economic life. For both those reasons, people who are coming here, they know they will get better. So America's future is not at risk. So when she pompously talks about the future, don't get lulled by it. That's only a deceptive word to make you feel that my future will be something glorious. Don't forget, America is not full of billionaires. They may have most number of billionaires in the world, but here you have an opportunity to work and get better yourself. Number two, since I talked about opportunity, she talked about an opportunity economy, small and medium sector. She forgets that while the American future is bright, it is bright because America is the country what it is because people want to give an arm and a leg to come here because there is opportunity here already. And that opportunity, every migrant has taken advantage of. Every migrant has taken advantage of. So the opportunity economy she's talking about of small and medium enterprises, she forgot that 90% of the American economy is already in private sector and doing very well. The occasional ups and downs not included. But the people always adjust and fight and develop a very resilience in their approach to life and living. So America has both freedom and opportunity. That's why Mr. Trump is trying to rationalize the immigration so that people who are coming here are those kind of people who America needs today. And that's what is important. It's not that anybody is against immigration. It's about who is coming in the land now. And everybody has a right to decide who I want to enter the country. Just every other country does that. Third and the final thing, she talks about freedom. Future and opportunity, I told you. She talks about freedom. Well, America is a free country. America, and I always draw the parallel between India and America because I belong to India. I'm an American, so we have to talk about, it's a very easy comparison to make. Both countries have unrestricted freedom enshrined in the Constitution. As a matter of fact, one of the states has a state slogan, live free or die, right? But what happens is freedom is being made as a cause of concern, as an attack, that your freedom will be suspended. But the reality is that if you look at the news scenarios, the way it is happening, we know now, we now know and we now know, both are true, that how the Biden administration and Kamala Harris administration forced the Facebook and other social media technology companies into carrying some news or not carrying some news, all to influence the outcome of elections. We know that. Thanks to X taken over by Elon Musk, spending his own $46 billion, we have more access to information than otherwise. And what has happened because of this is that everybody is talking the truth now. People are trying to conceal their biases. So CNN is one classic example. When the CNN discussed Jack Tapper, I think Jack Tapper or somebody, in his show, he talked about it. He exposed Kamala Harris's plan, that how she was not talking about the plans and issues, and she was only fudging in her response, escaping in her response. That's what is important for all of us to bear in mind. America has freedom. It is, if you notice, the Democratic Party which likes to silence the voice of people. That's what is important. Fascism is coming through the Democratic Party because of one reason. I'm not saying Democratic Party is anti-freedom. What is happening is the unholy alliance of elitist billionaires, who I also call James Bond megalomaniac billionaires, who want to run the world according to their whims and fancies. They are using, in a very unholy alliance, socialists, Marxists, communists, elitists, and Islamists. Now you can add the Khalistani element too. These are the people who have become their foot soldiers, and they are using them. Now remember one thing: communists, socialists, and Marxists, Islamists do not give you any freedoms. It's not there as part of their baggage or gift to you. They believe in putting you under the thumb, right? And that's what is critical for people to understand. That's the reason why they are talking about freedom, because they want to crush our freedom to ask questions. There are enough number of examples under this administration of Biden Kamala where many freedom elements were curbed, news suppressed. I don't know whether you have experience or not. I have found that on X, my messages are not getting same traction that they got once upon a time. This is important for us to remember. There is an algorithmic twist. Technology is being used to suppress news, views, and the freedom of speech. That's Kamala Harris for you. So all her promises are hollow. She actually has been caught, and people are no longer sparing it. I had said in my the American people will get the government they deserve, and they have to ask this question: what do I deserve? Do I deserve a future of the future of America in a socialist whether she's going to have the socialist, communist, Islamist agenda will dominate the conversation, or it will be authentic freedom. That's what is important here to do. And that's why I say that her entire campaign promises are hollow at best. You have to read between the lines. No more emotional mumbo jumbo. And we need not. I have heard that Indians are becoming sentimental about her name. Oh, we must we must be supporting her because she will be the first woman president of America. Come on, you do not want to select that. And independents who were, when they were focus groups, pointed out that she never offered any solution. We cannot take the risk of someone who has damaged the economy in the last 4 years to run the system the way she wants to run. The independent group of people for whom the debate was meant for, they have understood the mechanism, and they are now going towards opening their eyes and not getting carried away by emotion. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and support our channel. And as I always say, truth must triumph. Satyamev Jayate. And for truth to triumph, you and I have to not only speak the truth, but fight for it. Thank you very much.